Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson. I'm your host of Cosmic Conversations on Tuesday. Just wanted to say thank you for being here week after week, supporting us. And also that if you have not gone to Conscious Awakening Network, to please do sign up for the emails. And then this way you'll be notified of all the future guests. Um, and anything else, all the other events that are occurring. Today we have a somebody different than it was scheduled, but this is a phenomenal guest who's got a lot to tell us. And he also does podcasting, Galactic Family podcast, and he basically, as the name says, all about galactic. So welcome, Jay. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. So tell our audience about yourself and go for it.
I am an experiencer. I was abducted when I was 16, me and my mother together, lost 2 hours of time. I am a 15-year military veteran, Bronze Star awardee, um, Iraq veteran. And when I got back, I got into MUFON, became a section state director for MUFON in Pennsylvania. And then I wanted to do more. So I started the Galactic Family podcast on YouTube. And I mean, we're just rocking right now as far as getting disclosure and UFO evidence and just having some exciting guests on, like you,
Mhm.
Glenda. You have some exciting people on as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I have you. There you go. So,
Comes right back around.
yeah, right back around. So, what do you have? What kind of stuff do you share that you
All
have to
right.
share?
So today, we're actually going to be going over the Boogosphere,
Okay.
which is here on the screen now, if you could see it.
Mhm.
And the Boogosphere is a mysterious metal object that was found in Buga, Colombia in March 2025 after being seen flying erratically. And it sparked speculation of being an unidentified object and extraterrestrial, technology due to no welds or joints in the actual ball itself. And it's also emitting some the online video claims now it's emitting some low level frequency signals that are responding to the mantras of different sound waves that are being put into it. Depending on the sound wave is depending on the energy that is and the frequency and the signal that's coming out is different.
Mhm.
Um, it's also been, which I'm going to share that next on the screen here. It's also been dated to over, here we go. There's the document there. So let's zoom in here. All right, you see there where it says, eh, is that good? For resin, the resin sample was treated in ultrasound bath during the 30 minutes at room temperature. The sample was dried out and treated within HCI to remove possible carbonates. After that, the sample was rinsed with ultra pure water and dried at 103 degrees Celsius for accelerator mass spectrometry analysis. The analysis determined that it is 12,560 years old.
Wow.
So we're looking at something that predates any kind of advance of that kind of technology in humankind, which is a
Mhm.
huge, disclosure in itself right there. Because
Right.
if we couldn't create it 12,000 years ago, and we still don't know what it is today, it's not from us.
Right. Exactly. Amazing.
I mean,
That's
there's just so much stuff going on. There's a lot of leak footage that's been coming out as well. Um, I actually had one that I had gotten from a good friend of mine. He sent it to me. It was leak footage of Afghanistan, or no, I'm sorry, U.S. Marines in the Arizona desert, and they were doing combat operations
mm-hmm.
with an unknown craft present.
Ooh.
So let's pull that one up here.
Oh yes, please.
I got that one. That one was shared to me. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go. Now you can see they're doing combat maneuvers. There's a UFO right in the background.
Wow.
Yeah, they got 90
Ooh.
on east, 1400 egress rental.
Wow. Ooh. Ooh, I'm getting chills.
They're out in the desert. They're doing maneuvers. You can see the helicopter flying in the background.
Yeah.
There's the guy right there. Now watch what happens also, though. What
Whoa.
the?
What? And he's just like just reading along and looking around. He must feel something. He just didn't realize. Ooh, look at that. Wow.
Yeah, that was sent to me from a buddy of mine. I'm still trying to go through it because you get videos all the time that you have to
Mm-hmm.
go through and scrub and metadata, and I'm still going through that one. But as far as
Right.
I could see, it's pretty legit for my standard for right now as far as the military aspect of it. They're doing some kind of an operation in the desert, and you can hear them calling over the radio with the commands
Mm-hmm.
that they're using. It all seems kind of legit to me. The only thing that we'd have to check is the metadata, and that's what I do as well. So
Right.
some of these videos take 2, 3 months to verify.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Because you have a lot of computer geeks, as they call them, or not call them anymore, but that you do have a lot of people who can manipulate videos now. So, and so you have to be careful. But that's pretty cool. Very
Kind of looked like the
interesting.
Millennium Falcon to me.
Mm,
It looked pretty close too. Yeah.
yeah,
Something similar to that. It looked like it was like long, slender. Yeah. It kind of looked
yeah.
like that. But it was out there in the desert, and I got this sent to me, and they were like, "Can you verify it?" And I'm like, "About 2 months," and they said, "Do it." I'm like, "Okay."
There you go. There you go. So stuff like this you always get. And what other stuff is going on that most people don't?
Psionics.
Yes, go ahead.
You get people that claim to be connected to the phenomenon,
Right.
and you ask for proof.
Hmm.
Sometimes they can really get you. Like this girl, I called her out because I not really called her out, but I wanted to know.
Right.
You're gonna sit there and say, I am the king of Egypt, but you don't have any scrap of paper to your name, you know what I mean? Or you don't have anything to your name or something. I just want to see something. No more trust me, bro, kind of thing anymore. It doesn't work with me anymore. It doesn't. Now, I've seen stuff though, like the the
Mm,
Russian videos where
right.
or no, I'm sorry, not even the Russians. Maybe it was Russia. They were doing the psionics training. There was a girl on a table and she was like moving these objects on the table, like without moving them, like with just her
Hmm.
force of her
That
energy was moving
that
these
was
objects. Like that was real. Like I
that was
seen that.
yeah, that was Russia.
Yeah, Russia, but it
Yeah.
was like most of the time you want to believe, and you will believe, and I will believe
Mhm.
anybody's story, hands
Right.
down. Then when you want to go farther into it, and they're like, "No, this really happened." Okay, well, I'm here to listen. I'm here to listen to you, and
Right.
I'm here to, validate your story, but I don't want to also validate a story that would put them in jeopardy either.
Mhm.
Like the NHI are now telling them they need to give up their baby, or they need to do this, or they're getting hurt
Mhm.
on purpose, or could be a number of things that could be going on up here that people also need to be aware of when they're
Right.
dealing with this subject.
Right. Right.
All right, let me pull
Good.
this up on the screen here. This is a friend of mine, and
Mhm.
where's the share? There it is. Okay, and go full screen. She was outside her house and just got done doing a CE5, and this is directly above her house outside.
Wow.
I actually told her I didn't. She said, I have my family is outside my house right now. And I said, there's no effing, way. There's no way. I was like, you've got to go out right now and videotape it. And she did.
Okay.
Why doesn't my sense?
Wow.
Why doesn't my sense?
Huh.
My family is like family with me. Good night, family. Yes. Hey.
Mm.
Right. Yeah.
Well, all this disclosure and people talking about it is helping other people come out with their stuff and their evidence, their information, and they don't have to think that they're so alone anymore. So,
And it does take a lot to come out.
mhm.
Back when I had my abduction when I was 16, I didn't come
Mm.
out until after I retired from the military.
Yeah, no, no. They would give you a discharge, but not honorably.
Like, I didn't say anything to anybody. But, normally when you're in, now, I love to scour the internet, okay, because most of the time, and you can look this up and the channel and the day that I'll have to get the day this was on. But this was courtesy of UAP James, and he showed this video online, and he caught the let me see if I get it right here. The Dan Driscoll, the U.S. Army Secretary, saying that he had talked to astronauts that are soldiers on the moon
Mm.
yesterday.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know we had soldier
There's,
astronauts up there.
mm, nope. Mm, didn't know. I didn't even know there was anybody in the moon right now.
Yeah, so just pay attention to what he says though.
Mm-hmm.
Across the country get to see all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedom.
Boom.
Uh-huh.
Who's on the moon, who's a soldier, astronaut yesterday, who talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great. We think this is going to be an incredible opportunity for the Army to fill up our pipeline for the years to come.
Huh. Wow. Oops.
An astronaut who is a
A
soldier
soldier.
on the
The
moon.
moon.
I didn't know we had anybody on the moon right now.
No, that's what I was saying. Yeah, didn't see anything about any launching or anything like that. So very interesting. And stuff like that is when you catch things like that is when it's very interesting. So
Oh yeah. There's also the drones that have been happening over Denmark and all the other, European nations over there right now that are making them vulnerable to I I won't call them NHI
mhm,
because we don't actually know if they are NHI because from what my understandings were is none of them were anomalous in nature. They just couldn't be brought down by electronic means but they still had lights. It wasn't like they were uh, a ball of light in the sky with no definition or anything. It was
right.
it was defined as blinking lights. So it's a drone, but it's just they don't know who or what company is putting these things up there, or are they doing it to scare people? Are they doing it for an agenda? I'm still on the fence on that myself too.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. That's it's hard to tell because there's been so many things that they've tried to keep us in a box. So so what else, Jay? What else do you have for us?
All right, let's see. What else do I have here? All right, we went over those two. Um, Buzz Aldrin admits NASA moon landing was hoax to a little young girl in school.
Hmm,
I
okay.
didn't believe it, but I'm gonna say age-related degeneration. That's all I'm saying, because if they really did go to the moon, maybe he mixed up his words. I will say that at his
Yeah,
older age.
yeah.
But ew, that's
Oh, he's older, so that's hard
she
to,
well,
yeah.
she asked a very simple question, and she
Mm-hmm.
says, "Why has no one gone back to the moon and landed there since you?"
Right.
And he came back with a pretty complex answer. But it was basically, well, because we never went. We have to learn
Mm.
from our mistakes that we tried to go and then formulate a plan and go again.
Okay.
But here's the little girl in school here. And
Mm-hmm.
here we go.
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there,
See?
and that's the way it happened. And if
We
it
didn't go there.
it's nice to know why it didn't happen. So in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. But I think I know. Because we didn't. Because we didn't. Because we did.
Wow. Wow.
Imagine being that young little girl
Girl.
and asking Buzz Aldrin,
Yeah, you're like your hero there. Oh my God.
why haven't we gone to the moon since you? And he says, because we never went.
Because we
What?
didn't. What? Yeah, I know. It's interesting. Now,
Yeah, that took me back.
yeah, now it could be that he is a lot older. And
And I'll
and
give him
it
that because he
and
might have mixed up the words. Maybe he
right.
meant we went, but now we're trying to find a better way to go
Right,
or something.
right, yeah. That's,
I like that. Buzz Aldrin from a different
different
timeline.
timeline. It could be.
I like that. That's a good one. Could be. You never know.
Yeah.
I've heard of timelines slipping, so that's
Yeah,
that very well could be. Um, let's see here. We
go
did
ahead. Ashley, you have a question?
get that one.
Yes, since we're on that subject, have you ever had anyone come to you with saying like we went there but we were warned not to come back? Has that ever came with your research before?
I've heard both. I have heard that we did go, and I actually, if I could find it, I'll send it to you, Glenda. I have an
Mhm.
audio, just audio of the 2 minutes, supposedly the 2 minutes that were gone out of the Apollo mission when they landed
Mhm.
on the moon and there was a 2 minute gap.
Mhm.
I have those 2 minutes. Apparently, I have them. And from when it was said on those tapes, it was Buzz Aldrin, and he says as soon as he stepped down, and there was a 2 minute delay after he said what he said, whatever, blah
Mhm.
blah. Then there was a 2 minute delay. During those 2 minutes, he had switched over to a medical channel, separate channel on the LEM or on
Right.
the space module.
Right.
When he switched over to that, he had 2 minutes to talk, and they were going to say it was interference.
Right.
So during those 2 minutes, he said, "They are here. They are parked on the crater, and they are watching us." That's it.
Mm.
I didn't remember a lot of anything else because it was mostly back and forth, one or two, three words at a time. But
Right.
mostly it was they are here, they're on the crater above us, and they're watching us was what I was told. But as far as not going back to the moon, I haven't 100% been told that, but I believe it myself.
Mm.
Um, I mean, look at the last 50, 60 years, what happened in that all of NASA's equipment that went to the moon? They
Yeah.
destroyed. Hold on. I just made a zero-G generator right here, Glenda. It's going to
Mhm.
power the entire world, but you know what? You're going to smash it with a hammer right now. What? Like, that's what
Mm.
NASA did with all the equipment, all the software, everything they used to get to the moon. They smashed it all and destroyed all knowledge of how to build it.
Mm.
Why would you destroy knowledge to get somewhere unless you A, don't want anyone else to try it again, or B, you want to do it yourself and you want no one else to be involved. So you're
Mm.
hiding that information back. Like they want to mine the moon now, I heard, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
That's all well and good. Has anybody surveyed the moon yet to see if major mining would cause gravitational shifts in the ocean waves in the Earth? Because
Of
the
course not.
moon, I'm a science guy.
Right.
The
Right.
moon is controls our tides and our oceans and our
Yep.
tidal and everything. So what would happen if we mined the moon and took off 100,000 tons of material? It shrinks with gravity.
Right.
What's going to happen eventually? No more ocean waves.
Mm-hmm. And could possibly be catastrophic because of all of the oceans could rise, period.
That that is actually more catastrophic for the planet than digging up uh the radioactive material on our own planet right now.
Mm.
It's more detrimental because you're not talking about a country that's going to go down. The whole earth would the whole ocean waves would stop turning if there was enough material taken off the moon.
Mm-hmm. And us, we're, we have a high percentage of water. How are we going to be? You got
That would
people
be well, that
react.
That would be an extinction level event. And I'm thinking that's why Elon Musk is like, let's get to the Mars, because once they mess up the moon, well, Mars is the next place.
Yeah. Mm,
You can't stay on Earth without gravity from the moon because then you won't have tidal waves. You won't have the
uh,
tides.
mhm. You're also going to be floating.
Mhm. Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, that should be interesting.
So that's a thought right there. Like,
Hmm.
has anybody ever thought of that? Like, oh, they want to mine the moon. That's wonderful. Great. We have a mineral that's could power a lot of stuff forever, but what is the consequences of taking that much off of a planetary body that goes around us that really affects us?
Hmm.
I wouldn't be going to the moon. I would be saying, okay, we know the moon has it. So
Right.
let's go to another planet that has a moon closer like that, and we'll drill in that planet.
That's what I would do, but
It,
yeah.
it's also like, I don't know. I have my issues also with NASA. Never a straight answer. All my FOIA requests are now returned saying
Uh-huh.
we no longer can deal with you because we are now labeled as a spy intelligence agency. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
I was mad at that. I had so many FOIA requests in because I wanted some information on the Apollo, this, that, and a lot of people did, with NASA. And
Hmm.
especially with the UAP hearings with NASA that just happened a few years ago. And they said, hey, we're going to investigate this UAP phenomenon. NASA is going to form their own council of scientists to look at the UAP topic. And what happened? Never a straight answer because we just became an intelligence company. And now,
Hmm.
and now all we have to tell you is no.
Hmm.
We don't have to give you an answer because we're an intelligence company. You can't FOIA us. It's secret. It's compartmentalized now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's how
And
they
I
do it.
think, and I'm pretty sure I know why, because Beatrice, um, get her last name wrong. Veveril. How do you say her last name?
Yeah.
Beatrice. I forget her last name, but the one who discovered the anomalous objects that were in space from the 40s, 50s, from the Menzel gap period,
Hmm.
from the astronomy um, discs that were created back then. Um, it was called the Menzel gap because I think it was Dr. Menzel who destroyed 10 years, 20 years, or something of these um, photographic tapes of the sky from when we
Hmm.
didn't have any satellites up in space. And Beatrice Vaverol or something, she went back and found that there was copies of these in
Hmm.
California. And she looked
Hmm.
at them and was like, oh my God, there was no satellites up there. Where did that dot big burst go in like the last 2 seconds? They take two photos when they do it. That's why there's two
Yeah.
plates. There's
Right.
one plate taken, and then immediately after, I believe it's within 30 seconds. I
Right.
just don't know the number exactly, but they take one, and then they take the other. And they put them in they don't even compare them right away. They just say,
Hmm.
okay, these two are for this section, put them in here.
Hmm.
And it takes scientists to go back and look them up and say, is there anything different? Because they're not scientists. The only thing they
Right.
do is they pack them up, put them in there for someone else to read them.
Right.
But that is a huge thing too, is the Menzel gap when now we have that could be probes that were up in space researching the earth for who knows how long.
Mm.
When we didn't have satellite capabilities,
Right.
Sputnik wasn't even launched yet. So, and then I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Okay. I'll have to find this clip for you too. So Beatrice is sitting there in a conference meeting with all these scientists, right?
Right.
And she first presents this evidence and she's like, presenting this evidence, the Menzel gap period. Look at this. And they all looked at these, right? All these brainiac scientists looked at all her work and said, threw down the paperwork and said, that's just satellites up in space. And they started to walk out, and she was like, did you not see the date that I was seeing these things that we didn't have? Sputnik wasn't even launched yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turned back around and
Yeah.
looked at it again and was like, oh, you're right.
Mhm.
But they were going to dismiss it right off the bat and say, it's satellites. They weren't even going to look at it.
No,
But they were the smartest people in the room.
but that's because they're trained and they're put in a box, basically. That's
And I've had
reality.
that happen to me too, where you get blinders on sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and you get so far into a subject, like oh gosh, there's like a 50-50 split, probably 50-50 between the MH370 video that came out with the orbs that are circling it, that it just freaking, excuse my language, disappears through a bubble.
Right.
And then they came out with the satellite view, that shows the same plane with those things going around it. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to believe it, but I can't. Like, so there is things like that. Like, I'm a 50-50 split. It is or it isn't, but you need to present enough proof on the topic, on the subject.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, enough people have gone over that video that I would say it's a fake, but
It's hard to prove either way. I
but
mean,
it's so convincing.
right.
The AI can get so convincing these days too now.
And that's the problem, where now it's getting extremely hard to separate reality, or the reality as we see it, versus the crazy AI information, videos, and all that other stuff. So, what else would you like to share? Because I know you have a lot. So,
Up to show one more. All right, this is one I showed before on mine, but it's like, okay, they're at a gala. Okay, and
mhm,
this person is shooting towards this person, and all of a sudden, they back up, and this person
mhm,
walks behind this person and then just disappears
mm.
and is gone. And I keep playing this because I want it to be real, but I'm not sure if in my head I want it to be real because it'd be the coolest thing ever. Like, I have this I will send you this, Glenda, because you're gonna love this. They're like 14-minute clips, okay? But
Mhm.
guess what? Since the movie company that made them went out of business, here's the best part. In the 60s or 50s, and I resurrected them on YouTube, I actually own the rights to it.
Oh,
I mean, nobody has the rights to this. It's like a 1950s paranormal show that the company went out of business, the business that bought it went out of business, and then nobody owns the rights to it. And I was like, well,
well,
I could
they
show it
were
on
ahead of
YouTube.
their time. Ahead
Yeah,
of time.
1950s. So I was like, I'll show it on YouTube and see if they dock me on it, right?
Right.
Well, instead of docking me, they gave me full credit for it because there's no company that owns it anymore. So now I own it. It was
I
funny.
love it. I love it. I love it.
But anyway, so
Mhm.
here's this here.
Okay.
So you'll see. Where did she go?
Where does she go?
Where did she go? She goes behind.
Yeah. And you see her going in, and she's gone.
And even the shadow stops.
Yeah.
Another guy's right behind her.
The guy does like
Like,
something like look or something like that. The guy
I
that's
don't
behind her. like
I don't get it.
walking.
I
He,
don't,
look, he does like this. Like, watch. Huh.
I don't get it. Like
That's
shadow,
very interesting.
shadow should
Shadow, shadow.
continue,
Yeah. Which, you know,
and it
and
doesn't.
it disappears. Yeah. And this guy over here is even going like this, like, watch what's
He's
happening.
going back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah. Very
So
interesting.
yeah, that was another one I like to show too. Just there's so much cool stuff out there that you can find, like
Mm-hmm.
Three Eye Atlas, and that's another cool one, and another mystery that just at this
Yeah.
point I'm going with Avi Loeb because he isn't saying that it is extraterrestrial. He's saying that it's 4 out of 10, I think, on his scale that it's extraterrestrial. He made a new scale system for these comet-like objects that are coming into our solar system.
Right.
That's what I believe.
Right. I
And the
don't know.
scale system is like 1 to 10, one being it's a, it's just an asteroid,
Right.
5 being it's kind of mysterious, and 10 being it's definitely alien.
Right. But the way I look at it is, a lot of people say, okay, it is, and okay, say it is. It cannot be to attack us because why would you announce yourself that you're coming to attack us?
It,
I
there's
It
you
doesn't
wouldn't
make sense.
you wouldn't, and it's
Uh,
not. I love the videos that come out there and say,
uh,
"Oh my God, Three Eye." Oh wait, what was the newest one I found out? Three Eye Atlas gonna shoot around Jupiter and come back around and hit the Earth. And I was like,
yeah,
because the Jupiter has the most gravity, it's gonna slingshot. Jupiter's gonna catch it, and it's
right.
gonna come back around and hit us. And I'm like, please don't sow these
It's true.
stories.
It's like why create the fear? We're already going through a lot as it is, humanity. Why add to something? First of all, no one in their right mind, good, bad, or otherwise, that is out to get anybody, to shoot them, to destroy them, or whatever, or even take over, will announce themselves. With that type of technology, they're going to make themselves invisible. So when they get here is when we'll know if they're going to take over.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, if okay, you had I'm gonna show this clip too because this is probably the one of the best clips that I've ever seen, and
Mhm.
it's Oppenheimer
Right.
when it was his speech when he created the atom bomb,
Mm.
and this is probably the speech I like the most.
And the world will not be the same.
Well, let me start over here.
And the world will not be the
Yep.
same. Two people laughed. Two people cried. Most people were silent.
They're a little hard to hear there. Yeah, we lost sound here.
Hold on, you lost sound?
Yeah, we lost the sound on that one.
All right, hold on. I will open it up in probably which one I opened it up in. There we go. Probably QuickTime. Let me see if I can make it a little higher. Where's the volume? Volume's at 100, so I don't know if I can make it any higher on my end, but let's try.
Okay.
Share here. All right, here it is one more time. Can you hear it?
No,
Silent.
there's better. It's a little better now. Hold on.
From the picture, he just Vishnu
I will.
is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says,
I'm gonna turn right down.
the destroyer.
Wow.
Another.
So now I become Death, Destroyer of Worlds.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's one of the Vaga Vishnu. Not sure if I probably didn't say that right, but that is the something Vishnu. That's the doctorate of the Hindu Vishnu, the one that said that now I have become Death, Destroyer of Worlds. So he didn't just
Mm-hmm.
say Destroyer of Earth.
Right.
He said
Worlds.
destroyer of worlds, meaning he knows that this has the destructive power to be refined into even more destructive capabilities.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
and if it was up to Oppenheimer, I guarantee you, after that would have went off, he would have scrapped the whole program.
Mm.
But scientists are not given that type of control. They're
No.
given minuscule control over their creations. Like he creates the atom bomb. Does he want the atom bomb used for power or does he want it to use for military?
Right.
Well, he created it, but he did create it under the umbrella of the military to begin with. So it, it's a
Mm-hmm.
slippery slope.
Yeah, no. And when you sign up to do that, it's basically you give up all rights.
Yeah.
It's like when you write a book and you give it to a film company or anything like that, they take over and you basically have no say of how it's portrayed in the movies. So unless you put it in the contract, then he wanted a job. So it's usually what happens.
Well, that and they were, running from being well, not I'm not going to say running. I'm going to say escaping from justice, coming to the United States. I won't say anything else about that. I just say
No.
Operation Paperclip that I
Uh-huh.
definitely was not okay with giving
Mhm.
a NASA scientist guy I don't know, a seven-figure job at the highest agency, space agency in the United States, but he was a bad person from Germany back in the
Mhm.
day.
Mhm.
And
Let's
that's
just
all
say
I'll say.
that. Yeah. Let's just leave it at that. Well,
Had
that's
to
where,
reword that a little bit.
yes, thank you. It's always good to,
Isn't it good having another podcaster on because you know that not what not to say?
and how to say it. So, now we could talk about this. You and I are both involved in the Galactic Embassy or the Embassy for the UFOs.
Yes.
I want you to talk about that now so people can, they could go to my wall and check out. I put it up on Facebook so they could all join if they want to.
Let me get it actually up here. All right. So, like Glenda was saying, we are both a part of the Alliance
Yes.
for extraterrestrial diplomatic contact.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the website,
Yep.
alliance4et.org.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go on here to the mission.
Mm-hmm.
What they're trying to do is to create an ET embassy
Yep.
that is going to be in a neutral territory that will be controlled by the extraterrestrial race that will be visiting our planet at that location.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be
And
giving protocols and
right.
I okay. I can't say much because I am on the inside,
Right.
but I will say that things are moving very, very quickly to a location, right, Glenda?
Yes.
I
Yes.
know. Oh, I can't wait till that comes out.
And
So
by the
we're
way,
working on it.
for
It's
everyone to
yeah,
understand, this is an embassy that has been certified
fully
or
funded.
approved or right by the
No,
US,
not in the US.
not in the
Ashley,
US.
we're still what they're doing is okay. They need to go to what they are doing, what I am doing is supporting. What they are
Right,
doing is they are going to NATO and other countries and saying, "Hey, will you give us this land
right.
neutral?"
Mm-hmm.
It has to be a neutral. It's not even, they don't even own it. They are
Right,
stewards of that land
right,
until they get contact and they land and they give the stewardship over from that land, from that part to those extraterrestrials.
right,
Then we will relocate the humans that were in there to the visitor center,
right.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. And from what I understand, they're going to build little houses, huts, whatever.
Little
All
pod.
okay, yes, all around so that humans can go there and contact it face to face, sort of, with galactics and all that other stuff. So it has been approved by the UN, which is the biggest hurdle, one of the biggest hurdles. So it's going to be official. So
Yeah.
it's not just a group of people doing things. It's
And
uh,
there's both of us at the bottom there. Galactic Family Podcast and Glenda.
yep,
Dragon's Den.
yep. There we go.
You-
So
So,
we
and if you
are
have an organization and want to help,
uh,
join the network,
yeah,
spread it. It's one of the best things that I've had the privilege of being a part of is getting this out there because it's already funded. They
yeah,
already have scientists. They already have volunteers. They already have everything.
yeah,
All they need is a spot to build it,
yeah.
neutral territory, and they're going to start building. That's it.
Hmm. Which it could happen any day now. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just say that.
Yep.
Yep. I hate keeping people in suspense,
But
but I
but it's
realize
best, yeah,
the
the
security of the
importance.
situation.
Yes, right. Until
So
it's
first
completely
ET
built.
embassy, yes.
Yeah. Until it's completely built, we're
Yep.
not allowed to say where.
Nope.
But,
Nope. But
but
I'm very excited though.
yeah.
Very excited though for the future because it looks as long as the wars can be stopped, meaning
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Who okay. I hate politics, so I hate getting into politics. So I'm not going to
Right,
get into politics. I just don't like all the destruction. I don't like
right.
all the fighting. I don't like all the like I hear about, soldiers running through a church yesterday in the news, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what
And
is
you're a
going
soldier.
on? And I'm like, yes. And I'm
And
looking at this and
so
I'm like, and I'm thinking in my head, and I'm like,
a
this
church.
guy, and I'm like, this guy
Church.
probably is a war veteran. And then they said, Army. Iraq war veteran, PTSD. I'm like, get the what? But there's a difference though, Glenda, because
Mhm,
yeah, I have PTSD, but I second guess my decisions sometimes because
mhm.
I have to.
Right. But
I'm not in
yeah,
combat anymore. I don't have to
right,
avoid the pothole or the in the middle of the road and end up on the other side of the road, but
right,
I don't have to do all that.
right, right. No, I know, but you also took care of trying to get your tools and go through the proper way of manage it as best
Yes,
as you can. And unfortunately, some people do not have that available to them.
that
So,
is why actually another exciting bit of news,
mhm,
Glenda, was that I'm about 3/4 of the way done with my Ascended Masters teaching course, Practical Workbook for Lived Wisdom,
good,
Galactic Family Podcast Edition.
good,
It'll have
good.
everything in there, including let's see, 10 living principles for the higher consciousness.
Mhm,
Let's see what else I have in there right now. Ascended Master insights like unity and connection, quantum nature
mhm,
of the soul, density of reality, brain as a holographic decoder, the
mhm.
self-fulfilling prophecy, all paths lead to the same source.
Yes, they do.
Um, Part 3 is the soul's journey, arc and expression. Earth, yeah, Earth is a divine tapestry, music as a universal language.
Mhm,
Um, Awakening the soul addresses your ego.
mhm.
Enlightenment, beginning of your service. Beyond enlightenment, sanctuary of your creative love. And then it has the 3 phases of ascension, and I can just keep going and going and going.
Good.
I'm still trying to go through it, and I've got 19 pages already, so I'm about 3/4 of the way done. So when I'm done, I'm not making a book out of it or trying to sell it or anything, Glenn. I'm just
Right.
putting it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
As soon as I'm done with it, I'll push it out to everyone, and I hope someone gets something out of it.
good, good. And I'm sure it will help many. I'm sure it will help many. So,
That's all that anybody can hope for.
oh, excuse me.
You're,
They always get the tickle. Ugh.
it
It's
always
Pence.
happens at the worst time too.
Yes, it always happens at the worst time, and it's been happening more often here because we got temperatures going up, going down, rain, no rain, and it's like
Oh, I don't like that either.
at one moment we got 85 degrees, and at night we get into the 50s, and you're like, what?
It goes from 40 degrees at night, and
Mhm.
then today I was like humid and sweating, and I'm like, oh my God. Then day before that it was raining. Day before that it was so warm I could bake a potato on the sidewalk. Then I was like, what is going on with this weather? Glenda,
Yes.
dude, is there a solar activity going on right now that just doesn't match up with normal like readings?
Well,
I'm not
from
sure.
from what I've heard, yes, but astrologically, there's other stuff going on.
Well,
So,
yeah, I mean,
we got the trifecta. We still have, uh, Mars in Gemini, which is a wartime. The
hmm
last time that happened, I think it was World War II. So
yep,
that's just the beginning. So everybody's character and the way they're acting and everything, they're like short-tempered, and you know, everybody's got to do boom, 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 and it's just way too many things. So there's three situations, a trifecta, as they say,
yeah,
and they're hitting us all at the same time. So, which also affects electronics because Mercury is involved, of course.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I'll end on because we got like what 10 minutes left. I'll end on this if the audience
Yeah.
had any questions for me was
Yeah.
I am looking into right now if anybody wants to look it up, okay. It's in Maryland and the name is the Special Pathogens Research Network, okay?
Uh-huh.
SPRN. And I'm looking into them right now because they are a company that is not a private company that receives federal funding, and they're not a spy agency or anything like that. They're a research
Mhm.
facility, and they will not provide me with my FOIA. So I'm going to be going the next level and probably getting a lawyer for it. So we'll see how that goes with Special Pathogens Research Lab or Research Network. They are a research network that deals with any special pathogens that come into the like the invasive species. They deal with them as well too.
Right.
From China and everything else when they try to come in and destroy our crops with invasive species that could destroy
Right.
everything.
Right.
You know,
Right.
they deal with them as well, but they also deal with minerals that come from space on
Mm.
asteroids, and they study asteroid rocks and they put them in and they grow, they see if they can grow things. And I'm not talking like the Twitter asteroid guy, Venom
Right.
guy, because let's not get into Mr. Potato Guy,
Right.
because that's what that was, guys. I'm not gonna. I hate to tell you. I hate to tell you that. Okay, look at the first video.
Hmm.
Look at the first video, zoomed in on his silver potato.
Yeah.
And if you look at a potato, you look at the skin and you paint it silver like that, it looks the same exact way. And then he just put something on the inside of it and it grew out.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's yeah.
That's it. It was some kind of I believe they actually got it. It was some kind of rare fungus that when it grows out and it's slimy on its it looks like tentacles, but it's slimy when it grows out. That's a
Right.
fungus.
Right. Right.
It's not an animal. So whatever he has in his aquarium at his house that he thinks is a alien creature is just a piece of fungus.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, but
I know.
yeah, that was pretty much the last bit I had. So if anybody had any questions or
Any questions or any
anything
comments,
else,
anyone?
I have one final one.
Okay.
Um, so going back to the beginning when you said that you and your mom had your experience and you had a lapse of time, do you remember the experience or any pieces of it, or did you have to get regression? And then since then, and with you doing all this extra research and everything every day, do you feel like you get more experiences as time goes on because of what you do?
I think we all get a little experience every day now. Um, it's not just the people that are investigating videos. Now, I will say back then, I in the initial when I was 16 did not come back to me right away, the 2 hours. Um, my mom, all right, we went outside at 6:30. We came back inside and it was 8:30 and we were only outside for 5 minutes. So, and my mom's staring at the clock because it's huge and we had to walk past it on the way out the door. So it's like it was obvious that we were gone 2 hours, but I actually had to do the Dolores Cannon method. I forget the acronym for it, so forgive me for that, but it's like 4 letters. It's I'm gonna get it
Mm,
wrong.
yeah.
Quantum healing or
Quantum healing. It's quantum healing. Yes.
yes. So I did the Dolores Cannon method with a level 3, I believe, and there's level 4 or 5 on that scale, I believe.
Right.
So I did it with a level 3, and they put me through a regressive session. They videoed or they not they audio taped it. I had a person in the room with me, a friend of
Hmm.
mine with me that was able to sit there with me while, they did the session, and it worked for me. But I will exercise caution if you want to get it done. Not everything you see is going to be good, but not everything you see is going to be bad as well. There you go. QHHT. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. That's what it's called. Thank you.
Mm.
So I did have that done here in Pennsylvania, and it got back bits and pieces, but I didn't get back the full amount of what I thought I would get back to 2 hours. But it was a wonderful session. Though. I had a wonderful, you can go online to a website. I think QHHT, you can look it up for Dolores Cannon. I think it's like the first or second website has quantum healing or something, and click on it, and they'll have like practitioners for Pennsylvania, your state, say level 1, this is what they can do. Level 2, level 3, 4, but the higher the level, the more expensive it is for you to go to them because they are more trained in their skill, and it is shown because I went to a level 3 and I was able to get stuff, bits and pieces back. So I hope that that answers a little bit of your question, ma'am.
Yes, when you do anything, whether it's Dolores Cannon or regular recession, not everything is going to be as it truly is, because each one of us has our own experience, each one of us has our own backgrounds. So we refer to things certain ways. It's great, and you could heal that way, and you could let it out, and you could, open the door to more stuff coming through, because it doesn't just come in this session. It does continue coming a few days later. So,
And it will follow you.
yeah,
If you are lucky or one of the unlucky ones to get an attachment follow you home from Indian burial grounds or whatever, maybe your keys will be across the room somewhere where you didn't put them, or maybe
right,
something will be missing, or
right.
somewhere not where you put it. There's, I don't know. I call them like jokester spirit type things. I don't
Right.
call them like demons or anything shadow creatures. Like they're just an entity
Entity.
followed
And
me home.
there's just an entity in a different dimension. That's what I call it. And
Yeah.
and it's making it's coming to a rest stop. I mean, I do those cleansings all the time where I detach that energy from the person, whether it's comes from trauma or it comes from a place that they go to.
And
And
90% of the time when you're on the other side, you don't believe you're dead.
right.
And I've heard that before by many people that they had a car, crash or something, and
Hmm.
they didn't know. They were on the other side and they
Hmm.
were still there at the car, and they just were like,
Yep.
like, where am I at? They didn't cross over because they didn't know they were deceased.
Right.
So it was like, then somebody like you came along, or somebody like me came along, or someone came along like, um, oh, who's another good one? There's a couple of the guys I work um, with UFOs, Bigfoot, Indian burial grounds. Like
Right.
you can there's ways to cleanse it, and
Well, Ashley's pretty big on all that, so she knows
oh
how to
yeah.
do it. Right, Ashley? She's there. She's there.
I
She's like, I don't want to admit it.
well,
Yes.
I definitely ran into something that was guarding a location that I had determined and took pictures and everything and sent them to the Indian National Heritage
So
per
a native
center.
guardian, native guardian.
Yes,
Those don't, those you
I
cannot
s-
take away.
no,
No.
I sent them down there. Well, no, I didn't take, I sent the pictures and
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Mm.
So I sent the pictures down because I was like, okay, I walked into this area and I was on a MUFON investigation. I walked in, I'm like, this is really strange, and it's a really strange setup, and I had to get another set of eyes. So I
Right.
took a friend of mine that is a Lenape Indian, and I'm like, just walk in here with me.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked in. Immediately you walk in, I mean, the woods are all grown up, but if you picture 30, 40, 60 years ago, whatever, those woods are all gone.
Right.
The trees are only about this big around in there, so it's like probably about 20, 30 years. So I'm looking around, I'm seeing all these rock piles that are exact.
Mm.
They are 3 feet across.
Yeah.
Oh, no, let me think. They are 2.5 foot across,
Mm-hmm.
6 feet long,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a pile of rocks the same height, about maybe 1 foot off the ground. It's
Mm.
exact dimensions, okay? And I'm like,
That's
and it's not
that's
just
interesting.
one, it's not
Uh-huh.
just two, it's not just
Uh-huh.
three. It's the whole back of this area has these rock piles all scattered, and I'm like, this looks like a burial ground.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it has the rock wall, and then there's a little entranceway, then it has the rock wall going all the way around, and it's
Oh,
all
so
rocks.
so
Like,
it's definitely a family type of interesting.
my only problem is I have not been able to get the Heritage Museum out there yet, but I want
Um,
them to get out there. It's because they're
mhm.
busy with doing a court case against the government to try to get back land from the Trail of Tears. They're trying to get back some land on the way for the Trail of Tears so they can make that whole area. The trail is going to be a
Right,
natural park or Indian land or something
right, right.
eventually,
Okay.
which it should be. It should be.
Well, in burial grounds. Oof. Um,
And I didn't know. So we'll leave on that note because that's a whole another episode there. Me going in there and running out as fast as I could, being chased out by some shadow thing that was jumping from tree to tree. So we'll get into that on another episode.
well, you were smart enough to go.
I was smart enough to get out of there quick.
Yes.
You know,
Well,
not trying to make him mad, but
mm,
and here's the thing, and I'll actually end on this, Glenda.
mhm,
You can go into an area and you can be as gentle as you want, but if they don't
mhm,
want you there, they don't want you there. Doesn't
mhm,
matter if you're the coolest cat in the world and your energies are all good, but if
mhm.
you step in there and they don't want you, they're gonna let you know.
Yep, yep.
Exactly, Ashley. They
Uh,
will let you
and
know.
and this is why before I go into any place, I always ask for permission. And if I hear an adamant no, I'm like, thank you. We'll come
Yep.
back another day.
Yep. I was in there during the day. I took my photos. I got my samples. I sent them to the lab. It came back. And then I was not allowed to enter there at night. So there must be some
Yeah,
kind of thing going on at night that I can't be around. So,
that's okay. That's okay.
but anyway,
Yeah.
it
Thank
was
you, Jay.
wonderful to be on, Glenda. And
I
you ever
appreciate you
need me
coming
to,
in the last minute. I appreciate
yeah, you
that.
ever need me to pop in, let me know. I'll
Same,
do my best to make it. If not,
Yeah.
we'll make it happen another time.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Please go to Conscious Awakening Network, sign up for their emails so you can know when something's going on. And as always, just want to say thank you, blessings, and love you. Bye.